Okay, so believe it or not, I'm going to repeat the recent, I guess, 4 queries with 2, 3, 4, and 5 tables in Access as well. But I promise you it's going to be much faster. So let's switch to Access. Okay, ACCDB underscore sports database we used before. Okay, and we'll use the query design as we typically do to formulate the last 4 queries with 2, 3, 4, and 5 table as just indicated. Access by default uses inner join operation instead of cross product, as you will see shortly, and you should remember from before. Begin with the simplest one by adding customer and order tables. Okay, as you can see, a mixed order and orders. The access allows you to use a singular by placing the table instead of square brackets, although I should have avoided that. Customer and order. Okay, and bring in the, oops, I guess I didn't get to order table, add, close, right? Bringing the grid up, placing the first, the last name, and the order date with that restriction between in hashtags. What was it? 12, 18, 2025, and 12, 20, 2025. Okay, and we save this one as ACCDB4 underscore 07 underscore. What do we got? Inner join. What is it? 2 TBLS. Yep. Okay, looks good. Run. Data type mismatch criteria expression. Okay. So something was wrong here. I have an extra double quote because I'm trying to do it too fast, obviously. Um, obviously. I misspelled between and it got all backed out. Alrighty. Let's run 21 orders that are rather records, I should say, that we've used from before. Let's close this one now. Instead of starting from scratch, this is where the fast piece comes in. You're going to right click on the existing query. Okay. And before we do that, let's open it in an SQL view to view that inner join. We've seen this before, but just to point it out real quick. Then we're going to copy it, right click in the white space below and paste it. Okay, remove the copy of, and then number 8 is the inner join on 3 tables. Right click on the 8, not 7, open it in design view and add order detail table, okay, which will allow us to download, or rather include the quantity greater, was it greater or greater than or equal to 10, okay, in the mix, and then we'll hide the order date. Swapping the columns, okay, is a little tedious. You have to click on this column header in the grid, which is a tiny little brown space, and then move them around. Save, run. Should be 9 Derek and John's order details with the quantities of 10 or more. Now if you switch to SQL, you'll begin to see how it gets a little bit challenging to read, especially without the proper indentation I try to maintain in the MySQL. Okay, but you can see it's exactly the same, short of, again, using the excessive parentheses and customer table name. Okay, then we're going to copy this one and paste it. Okay, and rename ACCDB4. This is number 9 with 4 tables. So we'll add our product table. And this one, right click, design view. It's going to remember the last view open, which was SQL, so switch to design. Okay, show table, product, and then add it. Okay, it messes up the grid all the time, and then double click on product name, moving it in front of quantity and placing the criteria like in double quotes, what was it, baseball with asterisk for a while. Car character, save this. Okay, room did not work out. What happened to the quantity now? Oh, because I put this on or. Okay, I'm trying to do this too fast, clearly. All right, put it back on the same line. Criteria line has like baseball asterisk greater than 10 and the date from the previous, which gets us down to the 3. And then the last query, after we copy this one, hopefully the recording is not going to kick me out this time, and paste it, we're going to get to number 10 with 5 tables. 5, 5, 5. Okay, and the fifth one, once you open it in the design view, and it's going to be hard to sort of see here because of my large zoom, is going to be the employee table, which is right below here. If you remove the grid, it's going to be right below here. I need the grid, and I need to add the employee, but I still need to see it. I need to add the employee. Another way to do it without seeing is actually to go here and choose the table. Okay, they're all listed here, and then appropriate field. Okay, and this is Doyle. Doyle, spelled correctly, and I don't know where the order is. I think it's before quantity and after the product name. It doesn't at this point really matter. I run it, we'll get the 2, the final 2 we've seen now several times, and the SQL view becomes really unreadable. You would have to go through this, to keep the inner joins. And I see you can sort of jumble them up as well. It's possible to disentangle, but it's not as easy unless you started from sort of scratch as we did with the previous recordings. Okay, I'm going to close that, switch back to the presentation. Okay, and move on to the self join and try to cram that into this video. Okay, the self join, all right, as you remember, is a join between a table in itself, so it involves 2 copies of the same table. In MySQL, and following the book convention, we're going to use one as a parent and another as a child, and the super for the parent and the suber for the child, which is sort of 2 weird abbreviations, and we're going to be looking for the employees that have higher salaries than their supervisor, which is sort of rare, but it will be possible in this example. So we'll need to open up a blank. Where is it? The blank notepad. This is number 11. Number 11, self-join. MySQL 400:11 self-join table. It's completely blank. You got to look at the screen and carefully enter select. Suber, period, first name, comma, Suber. Okay, so that's the child table. Last name, comma, Suber, comma, rank, comma, Suber, comma, salary. Okay, and then comma, next line, and then super dot first name, super dot last name, super dot rank, and super dot salary. Okay, and then the from clause is going to have employee table twice as super, and then employee as super. So it's obviously a cross product of a table with itself. Okay, where, and this is the condition, the clerk, sales clerk, right? The non-supervisory employee, okay, its supervisor, okay, has to match, okay, the super of employee ID, okay, all right, and then in addition to this link, right, so this is the link between table and itself, that's that line going from the employee table back to itself, and now super.salary, right, so that's the non-supervisory employee, sales clerk, his salary or her salary greater than super dot salary, right? And this is a little confusing. I admit that myself. You want to see, close that and run it and see if it goes. These are not, again, terribly important as we pointed out before, but when they are needed, you need to know how to handle them. Okay, let's see. Hopefully nothing's wrong. There should be 2 employees, okay, that have higher salaries than the Sam here has a higher salary than his employee. Notice how they're automatically named first name and first name one, last name one, rank one, salary one, right? Okay, so now let's see if we can replicate this quickly in Access. All right, quickly in Access by creating a blank query grid with employee table, and then you add it twice. Okay, you add it twice. All right, now one's called employee underscore one. Okay, then we need to connect them. We need to connect them by dragging employee from here to supervisor here. Okay, and I think we'll try to force. Okay, and it doesn't have the referential integrity. We'll save this as ACC DB for underscore. What's the number? 11 self join TBL. Okay, now it's not all clear which one is which here, which one is a supervisor, which one is employee. I'm going to guess that this one's the parent and this one's the child table, and it'll place right here under salary. So I'm going to double click the salary from the employee table. Where are you? The last one. I'm going to place right here greater than. Okay, this is a weird looking employee one. Okay, employee one dot salary, and pray that it works. Save the changes. Yep, it shows up the two. I don't have the shows up the two employee, although I don't have all the other columns that I should have. So I will drag the first name, last name, first name, last name. Come on, buddy. And then we'll move this guy over here, and then I'll drag this first name and last name and its salary over here. Save the changes, and that should kind of look the way it did in my SQL. Okay, I'm going to close that, switch back to the presentation, and pause.